Hello, everybody. We're here with Mr. Palmer Anthony Day. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Well rested and glad to be back in Stillwater.
So where were you guys at last night?
So this is actually a one-off for us this weekend, which is rare and not nowadays, and I think that's why we're all well rested.
Yeah.
No, we're feeling good. Last week we played Monday in Boston.
Yeah.
And we had some trouble getting back, so it feels like it's kind of the same week. You know?
Yeah.
It was on Monday.
I guess you drove all that way?
So we flew. We played with Riley Green, so that was
really
a cool show up there
in
Boston. It was like Labor Day and great time. But we basically, what happened was we had like a 2 p.m. show, which is super rare. But it was at Monday, Labor Day, so like it's day thing.
Yeah.
And we had booked flights for 8 p.m. that night. And before the whole show happened, like the venue was about 30 minutes from downtown Boston.
Yeah.
And the airport's downtown Boston, basically.
Yeah.
And we also had to return some gear that we rented. And this is like just this past Monday.
Really?
And, me, I was like really optimistic. I was like, show will finish at 2, Riley plays at 3, over at 4:30, drop the gear off at 5, like we'll be at the airport at 6. But little did I know that Riley, he had a show before that show at a radio station in like an hour away.
Yeah.
And so they, right before we go on at 2 o'clock, they come into the green room and be like, hey, boys, any chance, and we had a 30-minute set. It's like a really short set, like it was like bang, bang, go, get it out there. And all of a sudden they go, hey, Riley is about 2 hours away because of traffic. So they're like, if you go on right now, there'll be an hour and a half at least in between.
Oh my gosh.
His crew and his band had sound check for him, obviously. So, but, we're like, really? So they pushed us back an hour, and then we played an hour set. So now we're not finished until 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, dude, we're not making that flight.
There's no way.
And we didn't make that flight.
Yeah.
We did not make that flight. But luckily, dude, I've never done this in my entire life, but I bought flight protection. That stuff, if you buy a flight, you can spend like $20 extra. First time we did that, and it actually worked out. So I got all the money back for all those flights, but had to book basically day before flights, which were a lot more expensive than I was going for. We ended up getting back, and I had to get them sporadic too. Like some people were on like I put the guys I didn't like on Spirit, and I,
will they make it back? I don't know.
And I was on me and my guitar player were on American, and then put one guy in Southwest, kind of in the middle, But no, we all made it back, but it was an ordeal because a couple guys had layovers, and just because the flights were so tough, no one got back. Like I went back like that Tuesday night, so basically had Wednesday off, and then we're usually a 5-piece, and so basically. One guitar player just had a family thing come up, basically, and so we, were kind of man down because we had a practice last night, so we really had like one day off,
Yeah.
So it doesn't really feel like it's a one-off, but it is a one-off for us. So we're off tomorrow and gonna go watch Texas, Alabama. Just not like in person, but that's kind of what tomorrow entails. So.
Where do you usually go to like chill out, watch games like that?
We kind of space it out, but lately, the Stockyards are kind of the place to go. We live in Fort Worth, and so Stockyards. Place to watch games. A lot of people go to a second rodeo down there in the Stockyard. There's a bunch of random bars you can go into, that kind of stuff. But or like some people go to the Star, just north of Dallas, in Frisco up there. We'll just go to some kind of like bar and just watch it.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're a Texas fan.
So I didn't go to UT, but all like half my band is UT fans. Yeah, and then there's a couple guys that are like, one guy's a Tech fan. Whatever, but like we're all, it is what it is. But,
like whatever, he's a Tech fan. This guy.
No, he's a cool guy, so I don't blame him. But no, it'll be fun. But I would love to see the same type of game that happened last year, where it was like a 1-point game, and like I'm gonna pull for Texas obviously, but one because the underdog, one because two because Texas, but at the same time. I'm not like gonna start crying if they lose.
Yeah.
Or anything,
So do you have a team that you follow all the time?
Just because everyone around me, my close friends and whatever, everyone likes Texas. Whatever. But I went to school actually out in California, so I played baseball there for 2 years. And so we didn't have football out there where I played. It was at the school called UC Santa Barbara out there. We had no football team, so I'm kind of since being back in Texas, I don't really have like a team. But just kind of have absorbed, I would say, UT. But then again, I'm not like a diehard. Like if someone's like,
I think Trevor Wallace went to UC Santa Barbara for a little bit.
Really?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Maybe not, but
The comedian?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely been around there.
Yeah.
I've seen him before. He did some. I know he did some skits there. I don't know if he went to school there, but he definitely did some skits there for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I just have this hang up with Texas. Like it's because everyone loves Texas so much. Like already this year they're going to the SEC next year. So everyone's like, "Oh, they're going to be this dominant force. Watch out for Texas."
I don't know. I'm not the one saying that, but like I think that you play up, and I think that they'll play up to the competition, but man, I would say a couple prayers down there.
Yeah.
But then again, also, I mean, I kind of want Texas to win tomorrow in a weird way.
I think the only thing that like really gets me about Texas is every year is like, Texas is back. Texas is back. I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. They haven't been back since 2010.
OU's the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
That's true, but not as bad, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least OU like has made the playoffs in subsequent years.
Yeah.
Won the Big 12. Texas has been like bottom.
They're never short of talent.
Yeah.
It's just something happens.
Yeah.
Lose by 1 here, lose by 2 here, and it's just like, there you go, 2 losses. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you follow Oklahoma State football, but we're kind of in shambles right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I will say, was it last year that it was just like, wasn't it a really bad loss to somebody?
Well, it was like,
Was it Texas?
no,
And
it
we
wasn't.
we
Texas.
actually beat Texas last year.
We beat Texas,
We
then-
came back at halftime against
Was it
Texas.
Kansas? They all lost like 42-0 or something like that?
It was something like that.
that.
Yeah.
It was
The
either
losing
Kansas,
streak
Kansas
started
State.
with TCU.
I think that's the game I
Yeah.
saw, and it was like a blowout.
No,
It was a pretty close game. That
Which
was.
one am I thinking of? That was like
I think it was Kansas.
Was it Kansas?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kansas was ranked, I remember, at one point.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
was it Kansas State?
Is it a Kansas or Kansas State? I can't
Yeah.
remember.
But it was a
no, it was
blowout.
Kansas State.
It was K-State.
It
K-State was.
had to be K-State.
They're always decent.
Yeah. K-State's usually like pretty decently like middle of the road, and then like every couple years they have a good jump. And
Yeah.
have a good one. But they're
Yeah.
never like terrible. it
No.
seems like.
I mean, I'm actually like there's a buddy of mine but it used to be the punter. Like he's a songwriter.
Yeah.
And I write the guy out of Nashville sometimes, and he used to be the punter for K-State. And he's like, yeah, man, we're up and coming, dude. Like, keep an eye out,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 48-0 K-State.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's
Yeah.
like, at the time they were both ranked, I'm pretty sure, and it was
Yeah.
gonna be like
Yeah.
a great game.
Yeah, it was, and it was like an absolute blowout.
I think it was here too, right?
No,
Or
it was
at
it was
Kansas State?
yeah,
Okay.
it was in Manhattan, and
Yeah.
I remember. I think that was that Gunnar Gundy's first game. Was
don't
that the
even know.
one where he was shaking? I think that was the one where he was shaking.
They zoomed
Yeah.
in on his hands, the quarterback,
Yeah.
and his hands were like before his first snap.
Well-
Dude, I mean, I would be the same way.
well, the thing about it is that he was third stringer, and
Oh,
it
it's
was
tough.
it's Gunnar Gundy. It's Mike Gundy's son.
Was he true freshman at the
He
time?
he was
He was a redshirt.
He was a
Redshirt
redshirt
freshman,
player.
still,
And,
yeah.
well, he's Mike Gundy's son, and Mike's been the coach
Dude,
at OSU
yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
And so he walked on at Oklahoma State, and then he got a chance to play for his dad's team that he's grown up loving, I'm
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
and been around the team forever. And now he's got the chance to play, and he was like really like,
Just absolutely
yeah, he
shaking,
was
dude,
he was pretty nervous.
Yeah.
But now he played. He actually played the last game, and he actually played really well. I was.
We played 3 quarterbacks
Yeah,
in the last
we played
game.
3
actually.
quarterbacks.
Hey, keep it on their toes. I like
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Well, you gotta just give him an old,
You
good old
have to.
switcheroo, dude.
No, you really have to.
So you into anything else? Like you play golf or anything like that?
I did play golf. I think being named after Arnold Palmer is kind of my. Like,
you were actually named after
100%.
Arnold
My
Palmer.
dad he used to work for the PGA back in the day.
Really?
So
Oh.
like, but it wasn't like any glorious thing, that kind of stuff. Like, he just was like a teacher for one of the programs that they had. And anyway, named me after Arnold Palmer. And my brother is named after a golfer named Nick Price. He's like used to be a big golfer, but
Yeah.
he's Price on Palmer. And so Anthony's actually my middle name. So it's Palmer Anthony, and my last name starts with an R. So my initials are
Yeah.
PAR.
Okay.
Literally.
That's
that
awesome.
makes sense.
That's
Earlier
awesome.
we were talking, I was like, when I hear the name Palmer Anthony, I immediately want to go Anthony Palmer.
Yeah.
Like I
Everyone
want to
did.
switch it.
Like, literally everybody. Like we've played venues where we were headlining, and we walk up and it says Anthony Palmer tonight. Come on, man.
You're like, you've paid me the most money to be here, and
seriously.
you're getting my name wrong.
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got to live up to the name, right? Like,
As a golfer, no.
As a golfer, yeah.
I think I drank too much beer on the course. As a golfer.
well, that's okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, at one point, I get to usually hole like 7 or 8, and it really, like, that's where I kind of decide where the rest of my rounds going. Because like, if I'm playing, I'm like 2, 3. I I would say I'm a mid-80s on average kind of guy. Like
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
But it can either be like when I say mid-80s, I mean that I'm either going to shoot low 80s or I'm going to shoot mid-90s. Like that's kind of what's going to happen. And I usually decide that about hole 7 or 8. I'll get out there and I maybe had a beer or two, and I'm like, I'm just gonna feel like comfortable, Yeah. And then what I do on hole 7 or 8 depends on how many shots I take at the turn. So if we go into the turn and I'm really playing bad, it's like 2 rumples and I'll like grab like a couple beers. I'm like, I'm just getting drunk the back half, But like if I'm playing good, man, I'll just get a sandwich and I'll go to hole 10. And I'll try to keep it rolling, dude.
I just imagine we're out on the golf course with Palmer, and he's like, man, guys, I'm feeling good right now. And then he hits an awesome shot, and then it's a hole 9, and he's like, beer or sandwich? He's like, we're going with sandwich. And
100%.
he puts his sunglasses on. He's locked
dialed
in.
The car girl comes up. I just wave her by. I'm like, I'm good.
Keep going. I'm focused.
I'm locked in. In reality, I'm like 8 over. But I'm so like, this feels so great.
Are you familiar with Good?
Is it the podcast or the
they have like a YouTube golfing YouTube channel.
My TM Addison, he's like a scratch golfer.
Oh,
he played college golf for like a couple years at Dallas Baptist down there.
Really?
Uh-huh.
He's stud golfer. He loves all that stuff, like good. And is that the guys like he's like Bob Does Sports? Is that them?
They're separate, but same thing essentially.
Yeah. But no, we'll just sit and watch the YouTubes of like Bob Does Sports, and they go out and play like golf and stuff.
Yeah, these guys are hilarious.
Cracks me up. We need to start bringing a camera and working on the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, we got to film with Good. One of the guys from Good a couple weeks ago, and we did a video with him. It's on our channel. Yeah. Check it out. It's good.
I'm actually they love Good. So I'll have to show them that.
Yeah, it's on our channel. It's been our best performing video.
Yeah, it's called 9 Holes and 6 Strings.
Yeah.
So we go play 9 holes and then do a song with the artist.
You guys do that?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta do that next time.
That was our first episode. We filmed the second one. We're filming another one this weekend, and for sure.
Whenever you come back through, or whenever.
Well, we're playing. I know we have a show later this year in Yukon.
Yeah.
And a show in Tulsa later too. We'll find a day on either side of that, and like we'll just come out here for an afternoon, whether we're going there or coming back or something. Yeah. And we just go do that. Cause we all love golf. Like all of our guys. Like my club's in the trailer right now. So I'm serious.
Yeah, that'd be sick. And then we'll have you play a couple songs in the clubhouse
100%.
or on the card or something.
Yeah, no, that absolutely. Seriously, we love the game, and I've just kind of been around it my whole life with my dad and everything.
Yeah.
My mom was a school teacher, and then my dad was just kind of the golf business, What I mean? So, no, big fan of that, and I definitely would take you up on that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wrote it down, so it's official now.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Good deal.
You'll be hearing from our manager.
Yes.
A.K.A. Rhett.
have my people talk to your people.
I'll just get ignored again when I
know, dude. Yeah. I'm actually aggressively bad. We just signed with management. We just signed a booking deal. We just signed a publishing deal, all in the past 2 months. And I'm passing over a lot of my social media to my management, which is a weird thing. I'm like, you don't have to look at all the DMs. It's not needed, but just sometimes I get weird DMs,
Yeah.
And
I can only imagine.
I want to know some of the craziest DMs.
Man, I could pull a couple up.
There you go.
I got a couple. Because it's always in my message requests,
Yeah.
Okay, so do art, is that a thing? Do artists not handle their own accounts?
We share it. So for instance, today we actually put a song out today.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was all over the place today, and there's times when I'm driving because I get really car sick, so I actually have to drive to get them out.
Yeah.
But basically, my management posted for me because they knew that I was busy all day.
Yeah.
So they made a couple posts for me, basic stuff new single out today, go check it out, kind of thing. Not they're not filming themselves. So y'all was Palmer's management, but they're not doing that kind of thing. But I just think it's funny because I am I've been bad and I'm even worse now with all this stuff. But let's see. I don't know if I have some funny ones here, but it's obviously basic ones I get a couple I'm in love with you,
Always.
and they're usually over the age of 40, and I'm just man.
He's like, I love you too.
Yeah, I'm mommy.
It's cougar season.
No,
it's cougar season, dude.
I don't know if I'm trying to see if I can pull some funny ones here, dude.
That's so good.
But I was I get some random cool ones too, where it's this guy was just hey man, hope you see this, making some amazing music. That's wholesome. I appreciate that. I just
Did you respond to him?
No, I don't watch it. But like, no, but like, it's. I will. That was like 2 days ago. So like, I just like, here's this one's funny. It says that one right there, like in the middle.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. I'm in love.
Is it the
this one right here? The whatever.
Oh,
I don't want to say it anyway.
yeah.
Just like I get random like stuff like that where it's
I'm
just
in
like
love with you.
TBH, and it's like, why are you doing that? Oh, here's one right here. I just moved to Dallas, and your concert on October 5th is the only thing on my calendar. Want to take me on a date?
Oh my
and I'm
god.
like, I'm playing a show first of all. Like,
don't you see that I'm busy?
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just that stuff's funny to me, but I mean, for the most part, it's pretty wholesome. But you get like your stuff. But I've also missed a lot of things because now, like when you're have your message for, I guess for the business account, it's like regular messages, and it's
primary and
general requests, and then hidden requests, which is a whole new thing about hidden requests. I'm like, I didn't know that was.
Yeah. And
it's like actual people who you're friends, even you could be friends with them, and they're messaging and you don't see it. I'm like, man, we got to figure out. They're also like, they do filter out some bad stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I was like, definitely missing some stuff that, you know, is important.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 100% my bad on that.
We get hate DMs. I think we've got more hate DMs.
And those all are in the hidden.
Yeah.
They're in the hidden.
Well, really? that's the point. They look for like words, and they're like, if this word is in your message, then it's not going to get like sent through to the person or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But no, I mean, I was also, we were driving up here talking. Did y'all hear about I don't know when this podcast comes out, but yesterday for us right now.
I already know what you're going to say.
Zach Bryan got arrested.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, and some of us was like,
well, howdy, folks. Welcome down to Bad Brad's Barbecue. Hey, stop looking at Gus. Stop it. All right, folks, you see here, Jagger's trying to throw some cornhole, and he just can't get her done.
I just cannot hit anything today.
I see that, Jagger.
Man, you gotta have some bad Brads. Play that crap when you're hungry.
Vernon always coming in clutch with the barbecue. Oh, yeah, look at that bite, folks. All right, Jagger, let's see it. Look at that, right in the hole.
Bad Brads, where you can't help but be good.
Like Jagger said, folks, Bad Brad's Barbecue, where it's good to be bad.
That's a smart move.
I'm not big enough to do that yet. Like, it's gonna take me a while before I can get arrested, and it's cool.
he's like, okay, I'm in jail, but how do I get out?
On the way home, he like calls like, dude, hey, I know I just met you guys, but I need you to bail me out. I'm in jail right now.
They're like, I would get arrested. I'm like, yeah, I got arrested, and they'd be like, we thought you were a piece of shit, man. Like, so, but like, you know, I have no cred to say I'm a good guy.
We don't want to golf with you anyway.
Yeah, I'm like.
Hey guys, we want to tell you a little bit about Deadwake Archery Innovations. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. They create their very own custom designed CNC milled bows, and they do all kinds of crazy colors with the anodization. And you want to tell them a little bit more?
Yeah, so it is a Oklahoma State graduate. They're in Kansas, Oklahoma is where they're established. They do some great stuff, great killing machines for the water, honestly. And just go check them out. Thank you so much for Deadwake Archery Innovation for sponsoring this podcast.
No, I mean, I will say, man, we always talk about Oklahoma crowds, Oklahoma music scene, everything up here, you know, living down there. And it actually takes us quicker to get to Oklahoma City than it does to Lubbock.
I can see that.
You know, and for us, like some of the best, if not the best crowds for us have been here at, you know, either at Canes or here at Tumbleweed or, come back here to Oklahoma is like, really it feels like it's just, I mean, I would never call it like, you know, still Texas because like, no, it's a pride thing obviously, but it really does feel like we're not like over a state line, you know, sometimes, but, yeah, no, I don't know. I do love coming back up here, but
did you open for Randall King here last year?
Yeah. So again, it sounds funny. It's my fourth time here.
Really?
And every single one except the first one was like a super random, last minute. And I say super random. This is like 3 weeks ago. We kind of picked this one up. St. The Randall show. Mm-hmm. We did the first time we played here was at Pegasus and the Rooftops, back in 2022, like January of 2022. Yeah. And then we came back here with Dylan Wheeler and Matt Williams. That was in September of last year, I think. And then we were with Randall in, like, I don't know, like February or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was March. Anyway. And then I actually wrote with Cam recently. Oh. And he was like, man, you know, we got this show coming up in Stillwater. I was like, I'm trying to get back. And we signed a booking deal. And so, you know, I don't really book a lot of my shows anymore right now. But, we didn't get something in Stillwater, and I was like, this is a great, time to come up and he's a new friend. And so, we kind of lucked out because I think it's hard. There's no like really small venue here in Stillwater. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Tumbleweed or nothing.
Yeah.
Which is tough.
We're gonna clip that, and then we're gonna use it on a Tumbleweed ad later. It's gonna be Tumbleweed or nothing. Yeah, perfect.
Hey guys, we want to give a huge shout out to our new sponsor, Red Earth Designs. They made all of these new t-shirts you're seeing. You can find those on social media. If you go to our page, Guitars Cowboys Pod, you can click on that, message us, get a shirt, all that good stuff.
They also made these awesome cups for us, guys. They do everything from screen printing, vinyl, laser etching. They will probably even give you a tattoo if you can give them enough time. But go check out Phil there in Perry. Great shop. We'll be looking to go there in the future, give you guys kind of a lowdown on their background.
Thank you so much to Red Earth Designs for sponsoring.
The Oklahoma music scene is just as strong as the Texas scene. It just is a difference of quantity. Not quality, which is something that we forget down there, sometimes.
And I don't know if this is just because we live here in Stillwater and we've interviewed mostly Oklahoma artists just because this is where we live. But it seems like, especially like the Oklahoma music scene, seems a lot really tight-knit. Like everybody usually knows everybody.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
And I don't know if it's the same down there in Texas, but it seems like it's probably bigger, so it's probably not as tight-knit. But
yeah, I mean, I would say it really depends on what you want to do with your career, how you want to steer it, how you want to steer it, because there's kind of several different pockets of scenes in Texas. You got kind of Dallas Fort Worth crew, you got your Lubbock, Amarillo crew up there, then you got kind of your College Station, Austin, San Marcos crew down there. And all of us I think have our own like kind of we'll say flavors and taste, but I'm with a group called BMI, which is like they're a songwriting performance rights organization. So they're good about getting us like I just wrote with like Jordan Nix, his buddy of mine down there, and he lives in I don't know exactly, he lives a couple hours away, but they'll basically like if you sign up with the songwriter company, they'll kind of get us together to write, and they'll try to at least, but. Man, actually, I just signed a publishing deal, which is I've been doing music for like 5 years, and still like I'm still a very young artist in the scene. But I signed a publishing deal, and so now about once every 6 weeks I go to Nashville to write, and I'm not like writing with like pop country guys. I'm not like knocking pop country, but I'm writing with guys that I wrote last week with Randy Montana, who does like he wrote like Young Man's Blues, Parker. He wrote Pretty Hard, and he's written a bunch of like stuff with him and kind of guys that I like and. I actually have a write scheduled in like 2 weeks with Randy Rogers, so I'm like really excited about that.
That'll be really cool.
So I've just been starting to write for other artists too. Yeah. And like because that's what I started. I was just a songwriter for a while, and was just writing for the people. But then the artist thing, it's a slow roll, but you just gotta keep trucking at it. But for now, I've just been trying to do both things: write for other artists and write for myself, and put out projects. But it is a lot different than like a Nashville where it's very central, and I guess Oklahoma's a couple hours apart. Yeah. Whereas we're about 3 hours between it. So, but.
So, just curious, what like songwriting credits do you have right now on songs that are out by other artists?
I wrote a lot for this kid named Clayton Mullen. Have you heard of him?
I don't think I have. No.
He's in well, man. He just signed with CAA out of Nashville booking agency out there, and he's on tour with Josh Abbott right now. Really? But check him out. His name's Clayton Mullen. I wrote like 4 or 5 songs for him. Yeah. I wrote a song for Cody Hibbard.
Really?
Yeah.
We've had Cody on.
Yeah, we've had Cody.
He's from Adair.
Yeah. Yeah. He has a song called Different Now. I wrote that with him.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
So I think what else? I'm definitely missing a few. But no, there's also some kid named Keller Cox. Have you heard of him?
I've seen the name.
Yeah, he's
for sure.
He's in that Flatland Cavalry crew. He kind of plays a lot of shows with them.
Yeah,
wrote a couple songs. He just put out a single like last week that I wrote for him or with him.
Really, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of bouncing around and like trying to write for the people, and I mean, you hope someday that you get like a Randy Rogers, that kind of thing, to cut one of your songs and on the way up. And I've had a little bit of success as far as like songs that get cut by big artists, but then I swear they never put them out. Like there's a song we're playing tonight that Jake Owen recorded.
Really?
Yeah, and it's still sitting in his catalog. He hasn't released it yet.
That's tough.
But they
Drop
won't,
it,
like,
Jake.
The thing is, like, his, like, obviously because it's a record deal, like, they don't allow me to, like, listen to it. You know? Like, I can't just, like, so it is what it is. But
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that
that's
that
crazy.
seems like there's so much.
That's
to
got to
that.
be like, because like I know you obviously write a lot of songs, but I'm sure each one you probably have some kind of connection with, and to write a song for somebody and they cut it, take it, and not see it at least come to fruition, it's got to have like a little bit of like.
So how does that work? Like, did you get paid for that song, or is it like until he drops it, or?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Our food is here, so I would just, like, tell my TM to go grab it. You can cut that out, right?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
okay,
real good.
Sorry, I just want to make sure it doesn't get lost.
We'll put in we're sponsored by a barbecue place here in town, so we'll put that ad in here.
Yeah, my food just came from no.
If you wanted to say go eat at Bad Brad's Barbecue, that'd be great.
Oh, we passed on the way in. And actually, I was like, that's a badass name. Dude. Let's see. This thing is this 615 area or 651 area code? Is that what this place is?
No, we're in the 405 right
Okay.
now.
Because that's why I was worried about. Someone called from Stillwater, Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's not here.
No.
I know we're not in Minnesota. but like the area code is not 651.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in the 405 right now.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, man. You know, I'm not as bright as they say. We'll say. But anyway, I think we're good. It says estimated arrival by 7:50, and it's 7:55. So I was just making sure they didn't leave it somewhere. Anyway, it's probably sitting out there. We'll figure it out. But no, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Back to it. What question is it?
One final question for you.
No, like no
so
rush
like
on that.
with the thing like with Jake, is that like have you already been paid for that song? Is that like his song now, or does that happen after he drops it, or?
So I mean, it's different for everyone depending on where you're at as far as like if you have a deal or not.
Mhm.
So I wrote that song before I had a deal, so I was getting no money from it, like zero. I just signed a publishing deal like a month ago, and out of Nashville, and so now I get like a salary.
Okay.
And then but they own the rights if he records it. So I get like X amount a month, and then if he records it, they basically keep all that money until they make back my yearly salary. And if they make back my yearly salary, then we split it from there on out.
Huh.
So are you required to like? Do you have to write like a certain amount of songs?
Yeah, so it's basically like 100% of one song a month, which is not that much. But then, let's say I write with two other people, that counts as 33%. So I have to write 100% of a song. So if I write with other people, I have to write 3 songs.
Yeah.
If I write by myself, but I can't just be like, my name's Palmer, this is my song, and I turn that in.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't count.
Right.
You know, I got to actually write a song. And
Look
like,
at
make
this.
it. Yeah.
You got delivery right here.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. You just left it there? That's what I was supposed to. Bad Brad's Barbecue. The best in the business.
Clip it.
Let's go. That's awesome.
That's
Hey, y'all, it's
interesting.
Palmer Anthony and and Brad is bad.
That's really interesting. All
Yeah.
that like, it seems like you could probably talk about that for hours.
Yeah,
Like, all the logistics of that, but
it gets confusing, and like if anyone is a musician, they listen to this, like the best thing you can do is find a good music lawyer, because they're how they always like, and I was like, a lawyer? That sounds so expensive. Like I can't pay for that. But what they do is any contract they're working on for you, they work it in so that the company pays for them. So they'll say like, oh, you want to sign Palmer, we got to give him this much and then this amount for those legal fees. So they always it's like, it's in most cases they cover that.
Yeah.
There's some deals where you got to pay for it, but and lawyers are expensive, like very expensive. I'm realizing,
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just like they work it into a contract, and that's the biggest piece I would say is finding a good music lawyer.
Yeah.
Because he talked me out of. I was about to sign a deal because, we had a little slow patch, and like a company came in to play like, hey, we're a small record label out of Nashville, and they had some success with a couple artists who are doing very well, and I was, but the deal I got wasn't really what I needed. It was less of a salary, more of like a loan, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to navigate that kind of stuff earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was the same company said, hey, try out this lawyer, like, you know, they'll help you navigate it. And that specific lawyer was like, we're not signing that deal. You know, he was, and how's that? I almost bit them in the butt for like sending me that lawyer, because now he's my lawyer, and he's been great. And he's but again, like, everyone's at a different stage of the career, you know, and that deal might have been better for me last year, the one I didn't sign, you know, and then like the one I did sign, like it fits exactly where I'm at right now. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I always say there's 4 entities to all this, right? You got, if you're an artist, you know, you got the management, you got booking, you got publishing, and a record label. So there's 4 things that are going to make you money someday. And for the most part, a lot of acts in Texas, a lot of acts, and you know, any starting act is independent on all 4 of those things. I was independent on all 4 of those things till this year, like midway through this year. And I got management, I got booking, and I got publishing. I don't have a record deal, so I still own all my music. Everyone forgets about that. You can have a manager, have a booking agent, and a publishing deal, and still own all your music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so you can still make all those creative decisions. But, you know, for me, that's kind of, I want to keep it for a while. Like, I want to still be able to choose what I put out, choose when I put it out. The only difference is just writing with, you know, professional songwriters who, you know, write in Nashville and that kind of stuff, and also guys here in Texas that I've in Oklahoma too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have a PC right there. But you know, I mean, it's still a learning process, but I think I've taken my L's, I've, you know, made my mistakes, and same time, like, try to learn from it, and I think we're in a really cool spot right now, I'll say.
That's awesome. Yeah, so one quick question, because I'm just so curious about this. So whenever earlier you said, like, you have a deal as a songwriter and you have to write 100% of one song, you said every month, right?
Yeah, so it's like basically, someone take our food?
Yeah.
Okay. Was one of my guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch them.
He was wearing the Scottish Schefter
That's
shirt.
the golfer, man.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
I can tell,
we
dude.
should have brought him over here. No, basically, so let's say us 3 sit down and we write a song.
Yeah.
You know, even if I write all the music and you write all the lyrics and you don't do a single thing, because you're in that room, you still get 33% of that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Serious.
Really?
Like, you could be off and just pounding beers in the corner, and you're gonna get. But here's the argument. But people will say about that is that the song would be different if he wasn't in the room. You know, we could be talking like, man, we're annoyed by him, blah blah, like that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden we go, no, that'd be a cool little line to put in here.
Yeah.
The song would have been different if he wasn't fooling around. You know, like,
Yeah.
and that's what you have to do. So, but that counts as 1/3 of a song. So I have to turn in 3 of those, or I could turn in 2 two-way songs,
Yeah.
or one-way song.
Yeah. So I'm sure, like most artists that we listen to, like you probably had songs that you've written before you even got into music, like started playing, stuff like that. The songs that you've written solo by yourself, can you use those as your song for the month or whatever?
You can, but they have to have like some sort of quality to it.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it's one of those things where the song I put out today was a solo write.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote that by myself, and like, and I swear my best songs, sometimes I write them in like 45 minutes. And it's just like, and then the song that I'm trying so hard for like 3 months just sucks, and it always sucks.
Yeah.
But this one I wrote like 45 minutes, and it was one of those where they're like, I always send them in and don't say who I wrote it with, until they go like, who'd you write that with? Then I go, myself, and then I know they like it if they're asking who I wrote it with. So I'm like, yeah, and they can't get out of that.
Yeah,
It counts as my song, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I've never hit. I mean, I've only been doing this for 2 months as far as having that quota in a sense. And I mean, I got all kinds of, like, it never feels like I'm like, oh gosh, I haven't written a single song this month. Like, I love writing songs, and that is why I'm in country music, why I'm in music at all. And I say country, but like I write pop punk songs too all the time. So like I love it all in that sense, but I'm not doing music because I like to perform. Like, I love to perform, but that's not why I'm doing it, if that makes sense. So I don't think it's ever going to get hard for me to write. If they were like, you got to play 12 shows a month, that would get hard for me, because I'd be like, well, I love to go out in the woods and like not do anything for a couple of days, you know. They're like, no, you can't do that. Then I would actually that'd be work at that point.
Yeah.
It's not work for me to like write songs. Like, I enjoy that. So
Yeah.
But it's complicated. You have all questions about that, because it is like, I'm still learning too about the process of like, literally, how do I go online and turn in a song? You know, it's like, I have to record it in my phone, then I have to add it to Dropbox, I have to add a link to Dropbox, and to go to the website, like log in, like, and it's like it's a process, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey bro, I just wrote this whole song, like, you know, here's a video of me. Like, they can't do that, you know.
Yeah.
But it's dude, there's so many like things in the music industry that I've learned. Like, you can make money in this industry, but you gotta have somebody or a group of people around you who are really smart, and you gotta like take so many L's, you know. And the crazy thing about I think of music, that is different than like, you know, your even sports, but like in your, you know, like if you're a doctor, lawyer, like, you know, something like that, like there's like a set thing what you do, you know. And even for like sports, like if you have a good batting average, if you have a good this, if you have a good whatever, you know, you're gonna get to a certain level, right? But for music, like, you could be the most talented person and you just don't get any luck on social media. You don't get any luck on, like, no one sees you, or you have, you know, a situation where you got to go work. You know, you can't just sit around and play music, you know.
Yeah.
I bartended till like this year, so like, you know, it's not necessarily just about being talented and working hard. You have to get a little bit lucky, and that's probably the most frustrating thing about that. You know, Chris Stapleton, like, he was in Nashville for 10 years. As talented as he is, for 10 years, for like anything happened to as an artist. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
And some of his favorite songs are the songs that he has out, like with the Johnson Brothers, the Steel Drivers, and like his first single, "What Are You Listening To?" That's one of my favorite songs by him, but it never took off.
No, and it should have.
Yeah, it's such a good song.
You know that song, "Put the Hurt on Me"? That's like, like, that's one of my favorite songs of his. But no, man, I've learned it's just like, you gotta work really hard, and you also gotta get a little lucky.
Yeah.
You know. So, but we're still figuring it out, man.
Yeah.
Well, we could definitely keep talking forever. So we're gonna have to do this again
for
sure.
Episode 2.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to get some golf action going too.
Dude.
So.
Yeah, put a couple dollar bills on it. I'll lose. I promise I'll lose
that
those dollar bills.
record label money, dude.
No, man. I'm talking single dollar bills.
All right, man. We appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
thank y'all so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Again soon. All right?
Yeah, for sure.